Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Madals and today I've got game number 1 of a best of 1. It's some Zerg versus Zerg and it's between two pretty cool ones at that. In the bottom right position spawning as the red Zerg player from Team Liquid, we have Red. And his opponent in the bottom left position, the blue Zerg from FX Open, it is LoWeLy. Of course, technically that's Navi now. It's all a bit confusing. I wish players would update their clan tags and stuff. Seriously, I do. Like, it would make my life such a lot more ease. But anyway, Star Station is the map. They're in the horizontal spawn positions because this is ladder. There are these lovely force cross spawns on it. This actually must be quite an old game, actually. I got it from Red himself, so this must be pretty old. But it's ZvZ. Not much has changed there. I'm assuming it is after the spore crawler change. I hope it is anyway, because otherwise we're going to see Muta on Muta, because that was so good. I remember those days. It's like I even remember the days back in the Wings of Liberty beta where Void Rays, just make a Void Ray and win, was pretty much all you had to do. Just one of them. They destroyed everything you could ever want or love. Okay, I might be exaggerating slightly, but Void Rays were ridiculous back then. Oh my goodness. What was your most overpowered moment? I remember the most overpowered moment the community thought was going to be when siege tanks no longer required siege as an upgrade. That was funny. I must admit I panicked a little bit there. I was like, Blizzard, stop! What are you doing? Stop it! And then it turned out to be quite balanced and fine, and then everyone made widow mines anyway, so it was all good. Because I am a firm believer that this game would be so much more fun to watch if rather than nerfing things that were overpowered, they just ramped up everything else to be at the same level. Like, wouldn't that be funny? Like, if everything was just ridiculously overpowered? I'd like that. Anyway, hatchery coming down here for both players. Pretty much simultaneously. The difference in build is the spawning pool for Red is super early. The hatchery for LoWeLy was obviously sooner. So it was hatch first up against pool first. Gas being taken simultaneously from both players. So they're going to get into roughly the same mid-game spot. There'll be a slight lead for Red in terms of the lava production just when he gets this queen out quite a bit sooner, but then LoWeLy will catch that back up when he gets obviously 2 hatches a little bit sooner and the double queen a little bit sooner. So swings and roundabouts is what they'd say about this game so far. The overlords of course have bumped heads. Red unfortunately went the wrong way. Poor Red. Scouting anti-clockwise. Both players scouted anti-clockwise actually. That's pretty cool. Which way do you scout? Clockwise or anti-clockwise? Let me know in the comment section below. I am a clockwise scouter because I don't know why. I just like doing that. It feels more normal. I also stir things clockwise, like tea. I like tea. I've got some tea in front of me, and of course I'm able to talk about all these random stuff because basically not too much is going on at the moment. We do have Red just coming in with a little bit of the scouting. With the Zerglings, LoWeLy's overlord going to be like, yo, hey Zerglings. Zerglings are going to be like, oh, you're starting speed and keeping drones in gas? Important. This is critically important. And gets a drone kill actually. Wow, Red there. That is definitely paying for it. The scout alone is good, let alone getting a drone kill. So LoWeLy being a little bit greedy at the moment, losing a single worker because he opted not to make a single Zergling so far this game, but that does mean that he's 3 drones ahead even after losing one, which isn't too bad. It should actually get back into Red's favour momentarily and then back to LoWeLy to be relatively leveled out. Both players going baning less. Speed started at similar times, both keeping 3 drones in gas, so that means very likely of a lot of burgling, a lot of baneling and Zergling aggression going to be coming up, so that's always good fun. Spinecrawler is coming down for Red, so he's probably going to play this a little bit more defensively after seeing that with the scout LoWeLy was the one really pushing into the direction of getting some quick banelings down, but LoWeLy now droning exceptionally heavily, and this could be a nice little mind game out if he just really drones as heavily as possible. Red does need to identify when of course the droning stops, and 6lings on the way, that would signal the end to it, some of which are rallied over to Red space just to get a little bit of scouting, because if we look at the vision of LoWeLy at the moment, he doesn't know too much. Actually, he knows very little about what's happening. 2 banelings are morphing in. Of course, LoWeLy going to just come and get that little poke. Both players with good overlord placement. I'd say LoWeLy's is fractionally better. Red does do the job because he's got one outside his opponent's natural and one outside his, but LoWeLy just has complete coverage the entire way. If we look at his vision across, he can see any movement the Red makes. Now, a Baneling did detonate there. Not too good for Red. Doesn't want to be losing that unless he absolutely has to. Definitely not on just a Zergling or 2. And yes, Spinecrawler coming down from LoWeLy. Both players getting their lairs down as well as these additional gases. All 4 gases being taken on both sides. So this could be some very, very quick mutas, hydras, infestors, all possible. Probably going to be, though, going up into Mutalisk. The reason for that is down to there not being a Roach-1. If it was going to be hydras, we probably would have seen a Roach-1 by now. So Muta on Muta is going to be coming out, and on Star Station, it's a good choice to be doing that because there's so much dead space that you can really try to capitalize upon. And then indeed Spire coming down for LoWeLy a little bit earlier than that of Rhett, who has not yet started it, needs to get it going fairly quickly. There we go, he's about 15 seconds behind, which may not sound like much, but if he's also 15 seconds behind in making those first Mutalists, that's a 30-second window for LoWeLy to try and exploit. So definitely starts adding up there. A couple of Zerglings coming in here for Rhett. He is going to be able to get a kill on that Baneling morphing, but his own Baneling coming in from behind. One Baneling of course doesn't kill Banelings, but only a single Baneling is not going to be able to get past that Spine Caller. It's that simple. Red is able to secure up his 3rd hatch, though, by putting on this pressure. This map dominance is allowing him to expand. That's really important, because generally if you get a 3rd base up and secure the Zerg, you're going to get yourself into quite a comfortable spot. But LoWeLy, with a big flood of Lings, actually only going 1 more above. The Baneling for Red detonates a bit badly, but there's 3 Banelings for LoWeLy too. That's going to be really helpful for him, especially if he can keep them up. 1 is going to detonate, unfortunately, but got 2 Lings there, so it could have been worse. Red, with the counter push of a lot more Speedlings, this is going to get fairly intense now. Bling Micro is always very micro intensive, and we can see Red playing pretty damn quick. Both of them are actually trying to make sure that these Baneling connections don't go down where he will not want them. LoWeLy Spire has finished, but he's yet to start any Mutalists. There we go, 9 pumping straight out. The 3rd hatch has been seen. Of course, Banelings get some nice hits there for LoWeLy. That is not good for Red. He's taking a lot of damage now, and of course these Zerglings will be able to force the cancel almost certainly, because well, really, there's not too much. Red is getting out some more Lings, but they're not going to get over there in time. I highly doubt it. And there goes down the cancel. LoWeLy taking his 3rd behind this, which is good news for him because he's now going to be ahead. He's ahead in the Mutalisks, and also in the Mutalisk count, 9 compared to 7 coming out for Red at the moment. That's going to be quite difficult because once you've got that real Mutalisk lead as well as the upgrade lead coming in, this is looking very solid for Red. He needs to make sure that he gets himself into quite a safe spot. He's getting out a couple more Mutalisks. Gonna have to play this defensively using the Queens for a little bit of extra help. LoWeLy getting up more Queens himself. Overlords are going down though. Red, don't get your Mutalisk caught. That would be very bad for you. Red gonna get supply blocked as well now. Pretty damn heavily for a moment, but more Overlords are on their way out, so that will level it through shortly. This ground control of Zergling on Zergling is critically important in Muta on Muta, because if you've got the Zergling numbers, it means that the bouncing glaives will hit some of your own Zerglings, which is clearly very important. So for the moment, this 3rd base staying up here for Red, but the 3rd for LoWeLy has completed. That's an important thing. Red will try and kill a couple more Overlords, but the Zergling is just running back. Really, LoWeLy wants to force a cancel. He can do so with just these Speedlings alone if Red is out of position. It's that simple. Red as well, making what can only be described as a slip-up, not started his +1 flyer carapace. That means once it is finished for LoWeLy, even though Red's got a couple more Mutas on the field, the carapace upgrade more than makes up for a few Mutalisks. It's huge. It reduces the damage from the bouncing glaive massively. The hatchery is starting to take some damage. The Spine Caller trying to get focused. Zergling's coming back here for Red as quickly as possible. The hatchery has finished, so no cancel could go down, but Red should be able to defend that. So a couple of Spore Callers are on the way, and nope, this is after the Spore Caller change. Doubling check for that, so those Spore Callers do hit like trucks. This is buying LoWeLy time to get down that +1 carapace, which still, oh my goodness, is only just starting out for Red. That's like over 2 minutes in game where he's going to have an upgrade disadvantage. Very painful to try and deal with. He is being quite proactive with these Mutas though. 19 to 17 at the moment in favour of Red, but LoWeLy actually doing a good job. Going to try and force engagement, and Red does want to take it there. Unfortunately, now +1 carapace has kicked in, but Red with slightly superior numbers, LoWeLy doesn't really want to take this fight. Not sure if he would have done if he saw that he had, of course, the carapace upgrade done, whereas Red does not, but he doesn't know exactly when that's going to kick through. Red bringing some Zerglings in as well, in order to soak up some of those bouncing glaives potentially, or just to go and counterattack. Muta on Muta fight is now going down. Red is slightly ahead in the Muta count, but only for a second or two. LoWeLy now that +1 carapace starting to kick in. It is helping him. This could be the engagement that decides the entire game. Red with some reinforcements from the back. He is trying to go for it as best he can. He is winning at the moment just, but reinforcements coming in for LoWeLy as well. Literally one Mutalist between them. Red deciding to pull back because he knows with Zerglings at the 3rd base, he's dealing some nice damage. He's just trying to focus the hatch. If he can take this out, it would be massive for him, but LoWeLy, with so many Lings coming in, should just be able to save it. It's going to be so close, and he doesn't! Oh, that is terrible for LoWeLy. Suddenly Red taking a good solid upgrade, a good solid economy lead, but he's down in the Mutalisk count, and also he's down in the upgrade front. He's still got another like 50 seconds until his +1 carapace is done, so Spore Call is going to be essential, Queen's going to be essential, but Zerglings and Mutalisk making their way forward. The Muta count is in LoWeLy's favour by 1, but the Spore Caller will more than make up for that. So much damage is done by that. We've got more spores trying to get made pretty much everywhere. The Mutalisk going for some engagements wherever they possibly feel safe doing so. 20 seconds until +1 carapace is done. LoWeLy hasn't queued up +1 missile attack either, so that just means that he doesn't have as an option a really super fast, well, upgrade lead after that. So here we go, the engagement coming down. Red trying to push through. He's using his Mutalisk with superior numbers as best as possible. No Zerglings underneath though to help, but Red has won the fight in the air. A couple of drones are going down. Red pulling back with his Mutalisk to pick up these Zerglings as quickly as possible. Of course, Spore Crawlers are around. LoWeLy is now on level upgrades with Red. Red's still got better economy. He's got so many more Mutalisks. Probably not looking good. 2 Mutas going down there as well for LoWeLy. Not what he would have wanted. Red pushing across the map. The third still not back up for the blue Zerg player at the moment. Red plowing forward. He's got such a better economy. Even after losing a couple of drones, he's still at 57 to 50. And this hatchery, if it gets sniped off again, that could possibly be the end of this game. LoWeLy sending some Zerglings forward. The Mutalisk going to come back, but they've got to be very careful because, of course, level upgrades and the numbers superior for Red at the moment substantially, 18 to 11. And there's the hatchery going down. Really, unless LoWeLy is able to end this game pretty much imminently, I would say this is now in Red's favour so hugely. He's ahead massively in terms of the supply, and LoWeLy, he knows it too. GG's out, and Red is victorious. Congratulations to him there. Of course, if you enjoyed that game, make sure you like the video, leave a cool comment, and subscribe. I get new games up daily, so I'll catch each and every one of you tomorrow for yet another new cast. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.